Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Natural Living. So, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a deep dive into the pagan festival Ostara. So we're going to be looking at its origins, how to celebrate it, and which crystals are associated with it, and how you can work with them. This is the next Sabbath in the pagan wheel of the year. So I have done a previous video on Imbolc, which was the 1st of February, and this is the next festival that we have up and coming, which is basically a celebration of the spring equinox, but more on that in a second. Right, let's just get into it then. So Ostara marks the pagan observance of the spring equinox, which basically happens on the 21st of March in the Northern Hemisphere and the 23rd of September in the Southern Hemisphere. So this, as I said, is integral to the pagan or witches' wheel of the year. Ostara marks the arrival of spring and is a festival dedicated to Ostara, the goddess of the dawn, whose name signifies east, where the sun rises. It symbolises the planting of intentions for the forthcoming year. So if you want, it's kind of like the proper new year, in my opinion. Lots of people like to set intentions in January when everything outside in nature is dead, basically, or hibernating, or, you know, trees have lost their leaves, the flowers aren't, they don't want to know, animals are sleeping. Why do we put this pressure on ourselves as humans to want to start afresh when nature is telling us no? Calm, rest, hibernate, reset, spend some time working on yourself. So these spring festivals basically mark the point, in my humble opinion. The spring equinox to me is the start of the new year. This is where I'm like, okay, nature is waking up, stuff's going on. That means that my internal body clock therefore wakes up. So Ostara signifies the reunion of the maiden goddess with her resurrected partner, who is often embodied as Pan, or who's also known as the horned god. So celebrations during Ostara include feasting, joyous gatherings, and basically reflecting on the energy of spring, what we've learned during the dark period, and what we're now going to do about it. Additionally, it's a period for purification, which is symbolized by cleaning and cleansing the home to remove outdated habits and welcome rejuvenation into your life. So the roots of Ostara date back to Germanic and Celtic folklore, centered around the goddess. But observing the spring equinox wasn't only confined to Northern Europe. Numerous cultures worldwide also commemorate this event. For example, the ancient Romans revered Cybele, who is the mother of the gods, along with her partner Attis. Indigenous Mayans paid homage to the serpent deity Kukulkan, whereas Persians observed the equinox through Nowruz, marking the onset of their new year. So it's essential to distinguish this celebration from the Germanic goddess of spring, Ostara, known as Ostara by the Anglo-Saxons, with parallels to the moon goddess, all contributing to the original modern Easter celebration. So during this significant occasion, day and night share equal duration. So they embody the theme of balance for this rejuvenating fresh start Sabbath. So we honour the emergence of things like seedlings from the soil, which symbolise renewal, fertility, fresh new beginnings. And much like the tulip or the daffodil, our growth requires the dormancy of winter to basically allow ourselves to rest, reset, and then we can flourish into our full potential as the year begins. So what are the symbols of Ostara? The goddess Ostara embodies fertility of the season, which is evident in, the blossoming of buds, flowers, trees come out. Two significant symbols of the holiday are rabbits and eggs, chosen for their association with fertility. Rabbits and hares are renowned for their remarkable reproductive abilities. They're pretty prolific. They hold sacred significance for numerous fertility goddesses, such as Freya, Aphrodite, and Wennet. So there's lots of goddesses that are associated with these symbols. And eggs serve both as a literal representation of fertility and symbols of luck and new life across loads of different cultures. Flowers, which obviously represent new life, are of course synonymous with Ostara. So gathering wildflowers or adorning spaces with florals uplift your spirits and signifies the real essence of the season. This is where we start to see nature come alive. Other symbols associated with Ostara include greens, yellows, and lavender colours. For crystals, we've got peridot, moss agate, sunstone, but more on this later. For flowers, you've got, of course, crocus, daffodils, tulips, beautiful spring flowers. For animals, birds, ducks, rabbits, lambs, chicks, those quintessential, beautiful little baby animals that we see on the front of Easter cards. For plants, you've got things like rhubarb, which starts to come up this time of year, asparagus, peas and lettuce, and for herbs, lemongrass, thyme, tarragon, lemon balm and red clover. So how do we celebrate Ostara? The Easter Bunny, akin to Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy, has roots in pagan customs embodying fertility and new life. So whether you're embarking on a new journey into paganism or you've been on this path for some time, you likely already have a sense of how to honour Ostara. To Christians, Ostara is synonymous with the spring equinox and is known as Easter, commemorating the resurrection of Jesus Christ after his sacrifice for humanity's sins, according to them. If you have a Christian background, many of these customs will resonate with you. Traditionally, Ostara festivities centre on embracing themes of rebirth, renewal and resurrection. So cultivating feelings of hope and setting intentions for the seasons ahead. Symbolically, planting seeds for personal growth and development is a good idea. You could look at the divine aspect of the feminine in your more spiritual side, meditation, for example. So here are 10 ways in which you can celebrate Ostara. Number 1, decorate eggs. Embrace the tradition of egg painting with kits or natural dyes. I mean, there's loads of tutorials everywhere on the internet on how to do this. You could obviously go for a walk, pick some wildflowers, some wild garlic at this time of year, or visit a florist to bring in like the vibrancy of spring colours to your home. If you're into like Easter baskets, you could make some with little bunnies in it, some flowers, some eggs, and kind of bring about, like basically fill it with symbols of like this new life that's happening. Why don't you do that horrible spring cleaning that you've been putting off for ages? And you could incorporate this with spiritual cleansing at the same time. So you could use sage, incense, whatever it is, to cleanse yourself and your home after you've had a good old declutter and spring clean. I know that I always feel so much better after a good spring clean and getting in all the corners and sorting everything out. You could redecorate your altar, bring in those symbols of Ostara, the egg, the bunny, the crystals that we're going to go into in a minute, and any other offerings for the deities that you work with. You could try decorating for spring. I know loads of people do this for autumn and for Christmas, but we don't seem to do that as much in the warmer months. But you could bring in some greenery. You could make your own floral wreaths. You could make them out of catkins, out of branches from trees. Add in some daffodils, whatever. Like, you could get really, really creative with this inside your home for beautiful decorations. You could indulge in like a festive dinner featuring traditional Ostara foods like a leg of lamb, some fresh spring greens, all that kind of stuff. And basically cook up a feast for like your friends and family to all enjoy. Why not try some baking? I love to do some proper baking, especially on a Sunday. You could bake, of course, hot cross buns or other treats that are associated with Ostara, or that you particularly enjoy or your family enjoys, and incorporate maybe the symbols of the season. Like, you could put some little icing sugar flowers or little chocolate bunnies on it and things like that. I know that this has been quite a popular one recently. You can make like an Ostara tree. So, you could get a branch from the outside and like adorn it with like painted eggs, spring bunnies or motifs, or like those tiny little fluffy chicks you can get. You could have like a really good time. If you have kids, I bet this would be a really fun activity to do with them. Or like you could have a girls' night and have your friends around and make your own kind of decorations, which would be really good fun. Be in nature. I cannot stress this enough during every Sabbath. Get outside, spend time outdoors, whether it's if you could, having a bonfire would be amazing, or just go for a nature walk or walk your dog, go somewhere a little bit different. Of course, again, if you've got little ones, you could do an egg hunt, which is always so much fun for them. So now we're going to move on to the good stuff, the crystals. So crystals, of course, play a significant role in lots of different pagan practices, including the celebration of Ostara, in this case, the spring festival. Each crystal chosen for Ostara holds specific energies and symbolism that align with the themes of renewal, growth and abundance that are associated with this time of year. So let's start off with aquamarine, which is a beautiful kind of baby blue colour, actually, reminiscent of the sky, in my opinion. This crystal is associated with clarity and tranquility. and also purification. So as Ostara marks the arrival of spring and the awakening of nature from its like winter slumber, aquamarine reflects the cleansing and purifying energies of this season. This crystal is often used to release old patterns and emotional baggage and allows for fresh starts and new beginnings. Additionally, aquamarine's connection to water aligns with the themes of renewal and rebirth, because water is essential, of course, for the growth and nourishment of life. Next up, we have peridot. This is a beautiful, like, vibrant spring green colour and is associated, again, with growth, but also this time abundance and prosperity. Its beautiful colour kind of mirrors the awakening of nature during the spring season. It's definitely like a spring green, if you will. Peridot encourages personal growth and renewal and makes it an ideal crystal for Ostara rituals aimed at setting intentions and also manifesting desires for the coming year. Then we have moonstone with its beautiful kind of iridescent sheen and its associations with the moon. It is deeply connected to the moon cycles and therefore the divine feminine. So as Ostara celebrates the return of balance between light and dark, moonstone embodies the nurturing and intuitive energies of the moon. It's a stone of new beginnings, intuition and emotional healing, and makes it a really, really powerful tool to work with during this Ostara period or any rituals that you may be undertaking. It helps you to focus on setting intentions and embracing that growth. Moonstone also creates a connection to the natural world and the rhythms and cycles of the earth, and enhances your own spiritual journey during this spring season as we kind of come into this next wheel of the year. Moss agate is a stone of fertility and new beginnings and makes it a perfect stone for Ostara celebrations. Oh, I've got some here. Forgot I had some. So it's kind of like a mossy pattern on it. It's really hard to describe, but it does look like moss. It's pretty incredible. So this crystal symbolizes the renewal of life in nature and mirrors the emergence of new growth and vitality during the springtime. Moss agate promotes harmony and balance and aligns with the themes of equilibrium, which obviously is, what the equinox is all about. Rose quartz is, of course, up next, this beautiful pink stone of love and compassion. So this is associated with the heart chakra, and rose quartz radiates gentle and really nurturing kind of motherly energy and promotes self-love, healing and harmony. So as Ostara celebrates the renewal of life and the awakening of nature, rose quartz encourages us to open our hearts to love and to gratitude for the blessings of the coming season. It's a stone of emotional healing and forgiveness and helps us to release any past wounds and is great for like any shadow work you may have undergone during the winter period. Rose quartz also enhances relationships and connections with others. It creates like a feeling of like unity and compassion for like your partner, your friends, your family. Then we have sunstone. Obviously, this is associated with the sun, bringing about warmth, vitality, and abundance this time of year. It's associated with joy, optimism, and success. And sunstone infuses rituals with a sense of brightness and positivity, uplifting spirits and inspiring creativity. Its fiery energy reflects the increasing light, of course, as the earth turns and it warms as the sun kind of makes a final appearance. So incorporating these crystals into Ostara rituals and celebrations can deepen your connections with the energies of the season and promote, lots of like self-love, emotional healing and inner growth as well. And it will also work to enhance your spiritual awareness. So there we have it, everything there is to know on Ostara and its crystal associations. I absolutely love this time of year. It makes me so happy to see the spring flowers finally coming out and just the lighter days, the lighter evenings, the lighter mornings. It just makes life so much easier, I feel like, to just function as a normal human being. It's insane. If you're interested in learning more about the Sabbats and spring festivals, then I definitely recommend you check out my previous video on the Sabbats, which is in bulk from the 1st of February. And I'm also building this ongoing playlist. So if you're watching this a year after this video has been published, then go check out that playlist and have a look, because it should be full by now. I also have deep dive videos on some of the crystals we've mentioned. So things like rose quartz, the moss agate and the moonstone all have full on deep dive videos which again I will link in the description below for you. But for now, that is it for me. I will stop talking and let you get on with your day. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Stay happy and blessed be.